Round 2 of interviews are happening this week. Let's go ahead and dive into the names to look out for. Alright everybody, welcome back in. Now before we get started and talk about the second round of interviews that are happening with the Arizona Cardinals, definitely do me a huge favor, smack the like button on this video and subscribe for more Arizona Cardinals content. We're on the road to 12K, ladies and gentlemen. Also follow me on all my social platforms. Everything will be in the description of the video. Alright, let's go and dive right into it here. Let's talk about the second round of interviews for the Arizona Cardinals and who I want. Now granted, whoever is a new head coach of the Arizona Cardinals, I will support them fully to the best of my ability. Now, I don't know if you guys feel the exact same way that I do, but man, this process has been very long, very long-winded, and it's honestly, I didn't think it was going to take this long. I truly didn't, but honestly, as long as the Arizona Cardinals hire the right guy, I can care less. And I know that Monty Osenfor and Michael Bidwell did say that this is exactly what they were going to do. Leave no stones unturned. Cast a big wide net out there to see who they can go ahead and bring in. Now, we did get a list of a lot of different people. Now, there was some people that actually made the cut for second interviews, and that's what we're going to dive into in this specific video. Now, this last week, we did have a second interview with Aaron Glenn. He is a defensive coordinator from the Detroit Lions, and I know a lot of people, it's crazy because I'm starting to see people kind of, turn and pivot into, I'll take this person, I'll take this person, and that's a great thing, right? Obviously, with everybody having an opinions is definitely good, right? As an Arizona Cardinal fan, this is an exciting time to start a new era. Right now, I think a lot of us know that we're going to be in a rebuilding phase next year, but we have seen teams go from last to first. Now, is that the Arizona Cardinals? I don't know, right? We're going to have to wait and see how free agency and the draft ends up shaking out, but at least as of right now, Aaron Glenn was the latest person to get a second interview with the Arizona Cardinals. We didn't really hear anything of it after that, so I think it might be safe to say he's still in the running, but I think the Arizona Cardinals are also attempting to go a different route as well. Now, there was a report that I want to go ahead and dive into here first. The first report is from Mike Garafolo, and it says this: Bengals defensive coordinator Lou Anarumo will receive a second interview with the Arizona Cardinals for their head coaching job. Source says it'll take place late next week. Now, there was another report that came out shortly after that. Now, this one was from Ian Rappaport, and it says this: the Giants offensive coordinator Mike Kafka is also getting a second interview with the Arizona Cardinals, sources said. Now, as of right now, we don't know exactly when Mike Kafka's interview is going to be, but it looks like what Mike Garafolo is saying is that Lou Anarumo's interview is going to be late next week. Now, this might be a process where we might not find out who the Arizona Cardinals head coach is until, late next week, right? Or if not that, maybe the following week. I know the Arizona Cardinals are definitely doing their due diligence, but those are two names to definitely look out for. Now, Mike Kafka is a name that's been floating around, basically locally is what I'm trying to say. Now, there was a tweet putting out from Burns and Gambo on Arizona Sports, and it says this: he's not reporting anything, but John Gambadoro has a new pick for the next head coach of the Arizona Cardinals, and he listed off Mike Kafka. So, take that how you will. It looks like what he heard is that Mike Kafka really did a good job interviewing with the Arizona Cardinals, and honestly, he wouldn't be surprised if this was the pick. Now, he's not reporting anything he's not saying that he heard anything, but this is he's heard some really good things about the interview from Mike Kafka. Now, when you're looking into him, obviously he's dealt with and helped Daniel Jones get to the level that he's kind of got to, at least as of right now. So, kudos to Mike Kafka. Now, I know there was some kudos given also to Brian Dable, but Mike Kafka definitely gives some kudos to where kudos belongs. Now, he also did, help groom. Well, I'm not gonna say help groom, but he was also in the mix with, helping out Patrick Mahomes and elevating him to the level as where he's at right now. So there's Mike Kafka, which is a name to look out for. But there's another name that I'm excited about, which we talked a little earlier about, and that's Lou Anarumo, ladies and gentlemen. Let me be the first to say this right here. I've heard so many good things about Lou Anarumo, and I'm talking about a lot of great things from Lou Anarumo, whether it's the national media, right? There's a certain amount of people that are out there saying, good things about him. But not only that, there's Bengals fans coming out here and saying great things about Lou Anarumo as well. Now, there was a tweet that I want to go ahead and make sure that I highlight, and it looks like it is coming from a Bengals fan, and it says this. Now, please keep in mind the original tweet that I ended up saying was basically that I'm very intrigued with either Brian Callahan or Lou Anarumo, defensive coordinator and offensive coordinator of the Bengals. Like, I'm actually, really excited about either of these two if they get an opportunity. We got somebody to chime in here. It seemed to be a Bengals fan, and she says this: two great ones. Selfishly, want them to stay in Cincinnati. So honestly, that's not the first comment that I've had, right, from Bengals fans coming onto our streams and saying things like, hey, they are the real deal, right? Especially with Lou Anarumo. Now, Brian Callahan seems to be kind of that new young coach, right? The new offensive guru type of thing. Now, I know we're all trying to shy away from that term, offensive guru. I think a lot of us are a little, PTSD at this very moment whenever we hear that term. But Lou Anarumo to me is very, very intriguing, right? We've heard a lot of Bengals fans come out and say that their defense wasn't very good, right? And when he came in, he used those players to the best of their ability. And honestly, kudos to Lou Anarumo. That's going to be my best pick, at least as of right now, with the remaining names that we have as of right now. I would love Lou Anarumo to be the Arizona Cardinals' next head coach. Now, obviously, he needs to get past the second interview, and we'll have to kind of wait to see how that shakes out. Now, a little quick update from Brian Flores, which is a name that a lot of people are throwing out there, linking him to the time that he had with Monty Ossenfort. It looks like Brian Flores might be taking a different route. It looks like there was another team reaching out for his services, but not as a head coach, but as a defensive coordinator. So he might take that route. We'll see, right? At this very moment, everything is kind of up in the air for Cardinal fans and for every local media out here right now. I think we're all just kind of grasping at straws and try to give our best prediction we possibly can. But to me, I think Lou Anarumo was the best option, at least in my opinion. That's who I would love the next head coach for the Arizona Cardinals to be. Now, let me know what you guys are thinking about this whole situation. We have a lot of names to kind of, deep dive into, but there's only a selected few that have made the second interview cut. So let me know what you guys are thinking so far about all the news that we've been hearing about the Arizona Cardinals. Put everything in the comments below. As always, like, comment, and subscribe. Appreciate you guys for tuning in. Have a great rest of your day, and go Cards.